Men are getting arrested for playing video games.
FBI is cracking down on voice chat and gaming. They're already monitoring everything you're saying on things like Roblox, Discord, Reddit.
Men are getting arrested for playing video games. This is a terrible situation, but it's absolutely happening around us right now. They're hauling guys off for playing games. They're monitoring them through online chat. They're even watching the YouTube videos that men are watching, and they're even monitoring the YouTube videos that men are watching, and then demanding a YouTube hand over the personal information for these men so that they can basically put them under surveillance. This is a horrible situation that's only going to grow worse. Watch it in the video to understand why they are investigating men, why men are getting arrested for playing video games, what implications this has for all of us, and how this is going to affect society. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Most of y'all probably didn't know this, but you can even get banned from Fortnite if you say the wrong thing while you're in party chat with your friends. Yeah, not even random strangers, y'all. Fortnite is tracking everything you're saying while you're talking with your friends on there. PlayStation and Xbox also do this. So I really want y'all to know, anything you say while you're on voice chat on anything, even if it's something as simple as recording yourself on TikTok and posting it to your drafts, those drafts are visible to certain employees even if you don't post them, by the way. You gotta realize it's probably being tracked. If you take a video on your phone that you don't want anyone to see and you have something like iCloud backing it up, then they actually monitor not only what is in that video, they also can see everything you're saying, everything you're doing. And if you're doing something in those videos that you probably shouldn't be doing, then you can be flagged for it. Even if you don't post it, just if you take a video on your phone and it happens to get backed up.
Guys, don't forget that years ago, they had a huge leak at Apple iCloud. A lot of celebrities who had their, had their videos and pictures of them not completely robed or are engaged in acts of physical intimacy, things along those lines, that got leaked. It was called The Happening. I'm not giving the exact name, but it was something that rhymes with happening, and all of their personal stuff got out there. And this, you could think of it kind of like this: Apple is monitoring this stuff, so be very careful what you even store online. And now they're coming for guys who are playing video games. And the reason why they're coming for guys who are playing video games is because have been pushed out of public spaces. Women do not want men to be able to gather in public spaces. They do not want large amounts of men to be able to gather among themselves. The reason why women are doing this is because they are very afraid that men can stand up to oppression and tyranny. And you have to really think about who are the oppressors and who are the modern day tyrants. Don't forget that I said that women operate as agents of the state, and they're rewarded by reallocating wealth and resources from men to the state. They do this through the criminal court system. They do this through civil court. They do this through the family court system. They do this through divorce court. It's all about reallocating wealth and resources from men to the state, and they are rewarded for this. So they operate as agents of the state. We're dealing with individuals who do not like us. When I say they do not like us, they do not like us. And their goal is to basically reduce our population. Don't forget that Andrea Dworkin, I forget her exact name, she was a radical feminist, and her beliefs, and again, I'm not blaming feminism, I'm talking about the individual. She believed that the male population should be brought down to about 10% to make it manageable, and women should create a matriarchal global society where they would rule over men. Yeah, this actually happened. And that's a belief that women have had for quite some time now. There's also an emerging belief that started back in the 70s that women were superior to men, and a view that has continued into the present day. So men really have to understand what they are up against and how women actually feel about them. They've pushed us out of the gyms. They've pushed us out of all male spaces or male dominated spaces. We can't even go safely go shopping anymore because they claim that we're glancing in their direction. But then at the same time, they're putting out videos saying that where are all the men? When do men go shopping? They don't even see men shopping in stores anymore. I mean, and now, of course, this is just another step towards mass surveillance. You have women advocating for men to be under surveillance. Think about this very carefully. This is what femcells are doing. So the difference between an INCEL and a femcell is this: an INCL is a person who is involuntary, so they involuntarily cannot get into a relationship. They believe that everyone has rejected them and no woman wants them. A femcell, on the other hand, they are rejecting all men and they do not want to be in a relationship with any man. You know, what a luxury they have. They're also advocating for the constant 24-hour surveillance of men and the complete banning and prevention of men being able to organize and be together in spaces in large numbers. Yes, or being are the dominant number or male dominated spaces being allowed. This is this don't forget that this is nothing new. Back in the 1930s when prohibition occurred, it occurred because women demanded that bars be shut down. They said that their husbands and men were becoming too rowdy, and bars were bad for society. So we ended up with prohibition. It only ended with women themselves basically said that they could not live without drinking and getting drunk. So then prohibition was lifted, and even during prohibition, instead of going to bars because they were shut down, men just started gathering up in coffee shops, and women began protesting in coffee shops and demanding that the coffee shops be shut down because the men were gathering there. All of this was done to prevent men from gathering and from men having male spaces, not even just male only spaces, but spaces where men were felt comfortable to get together and to talk about everything. Basically, kind of like the modern manosphere. You know, they fear it so much. They fear men coming together so much. They don't want men talking. They don't want men organizing amongst themselves. They want to keep men divided. What is this? This is an act. This is an action of tyranny. This is an action of tyranny. Yeah.
Let's see here. Is grooming legal on Twitch? What's this? Oh, I think I saw this actually. It's on Twitter, right? So she made this video, right? She said men are the problem with the gaming community. We're going to watch it.
She wouldn't last 10 minutes in a COD lobby is not, nor has it ever been, a valid excuse for men to act like pieces of human garbage in gaming. There's a reason that historically, male-dominated spaces are known for being toxic and unsafe. That goes for gaming, that goes for sports. Any male-dominated space is a bad one. You feel attacked by that?
Notice what she said. Any male-dominated space is a bad one. Hence, gyms are bad. You know, when women pushed men out of the gyms because they used to be male-dominated spaces. Hence, they had to shut that down. And now men don't go to the gym predominantly anymore. Gaming is a bad space because it is a male-dominated space. Any male-dominated space, this is what they all believe, guys. And they will try to gaslight you otherwise. She's not ugly. I mean, some of you might say, oh, well, she's not my type. This is a woman that would have a line of men, simps that want to court her. But you have to understand, they hate us so much that they would say this, all right? She's advocating for 24-hour surveillance of men, all right? This is the reason why groups like the FBI are now trying to monitor men in these spaces. This is the reason why they're watching our YouTube videos and basically, entrapping us and finding out, which men watch these videos so that they can build evidence against it. It's basically blackmail, all right? Just men who just want to live their lives and be separate from society. They hate us so much, they want to make our lives as miserable as possible and torture us while we are still here. And then also find a way to extract wealth and resources. Right now, we are out of us. Right now, we are in the demoralization stage of society, where they are demoralizing us as much as possible, dividing us as much as possible, so they can take control of us.
FBI has been monitoring what you watch on YouTube, and they're demanding Google give them all your info if you watch certain videos. Now, this just became public out of a case in Kentucky, where the FBI was granted the right to spy on up to 30,000 people over this. And they want Google to give your IP address even if you accidentally watch these videos. This is crazy. And they'll be gathering all your emails, all your phone numbers, all your contact information, your entire watch history. Now, specifically, they were going after people that watch money laundering tutorials. But this is the federal government. They're just testing the waters with this here. You know they're going to start implementing this on things they don't want us to have.
Yeah, implementing it on things that they don't want us to have. Monitoring us around the clock.
Second Amendment.
Yeah, so basically videos online that talk about firearms. Oh, we got to shut that down. Videos that talk about topics, like, for example, Susan just passed away. Susan Wojcicki just passed away. She was the queen of censorship, all right? It's because she passed away from CANCER. Guess what? You can't even discuss CANCER on the platform, all right? Like, literally things that you could discuss in children television shows today, you cannot discuss on YouTube as adults. Think about how sick that is, all right? It's all about controlling us. It's about controlling our minds, our thoughts, the ministry of truth. Do not trust your eyes, do not trust your ears. Only trust what we tell you. That's the truth. This is the sick society that we live in.
Yeah.
If you say just mute them, you're part of the problem.
Well, like, you absolutely should just mute them. Like, what would you do?
It's not my place to teach you. I'm not your mother. I'm not your teacher. Close the game for 5 minutes and educate yourself. But stop making this a bad experience for everybody else who's just trying to play the game.
So this is a video she did. A lot of people are mad about this. Men are the problem with the gaming community. This is the same person. She's playing Valorant.
No, it's over, Ina. It's over. Like, if I were to have a boy, we better pray to God that he's gay. We better start indoctrinating him day one.
Now here's a fucking fact, all right? I hate this shit that, like, girls do this. I feel like this is like actual bigotry. Girls love to, like, ascribe all of these good traits to gay guys. I know plenty of gay guys that are toxic.
It's you see, it's about indoctrination. It's about control. It's about destroying masculinity. It's about reducing the man, taking away the man's ability to stand up for himself. They don't want you to be able to stand up to them. They want you to be passive. They want you to be quiet. They want you to be obedient, and and no matter how well behaved you are, they are still going to punish you for just existing, because they are angry that God even made you. This is why they put out music like Ariana Grande puts out music, If God Was a Woman. All right, they worship themselves. I talked about the collapse of the Golden V that was coming in 2020, and basically there were some delays as a result of things that happened around the world, if you know what I mean. But guys, it's coming. All right, they basically put themselves on a pedestal. They put the V on a pedestal, and we know how God treats these things. Just like the golden calf saw its demise, so will the golden V. And we saw what ended up happening regarding the children of Egypt that turned away from God. And what do you think is going to happen to modern women and the simps who've turned away from God? Okay? Those who believe and love God, we don't have to be perfect, but we just have to continue to be believers. These people, they want to have nothing to do with God. So there will be a retribution, a tribulation, and it will, and those of us that, they say the meek shall inherit the earth. That's us. We don't have to be perfect. We do not have to have perfect hearts. We just have to believe in God and trust in Him and have faith in Him and want to be with Him. That's it. These evil people, on the other hand, they are going to find extraordinary hardship, pain and suffering, destitution, and eventually and demise because of what they're doing. Guys, they're not going to have a good time. All right. The future is extraordinary hardship for these people who have turned away from God and have declared war against man. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my ebook, The Blueprint for Escaping the Rat Race. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. Men are getting arrested for playing video games. What do you think regarding this? Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWM and walking away. And cheers.